Slasher Cast.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Don't you blame the movies! Movies don't create psychos! Movies make psychos more creative!
Slasher Cast podcast, where we talk horror, nothing but horror. Brought to you by the Slasher Cast podcast network and our YouTube channel, Slasher Media. I'm one of your hosts, Mori, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Slasher.
Hey, everybody.
And today, we're actually going to be discussing the Saw films, well, the franchise as a whole.
But first, I have the picture game for Mori to do.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Lucas likes to be Mr. Mouthy
Are
lately. I am almost ready. I'm trying to bring it up into a bigger screen so I can see things. All right, I'm ready.
Your first square.
That is a lawn.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, is that a golf course?
I don't fucking know.
Give me another square. Another square. One more square. All right, it's not a golf course. I see two shrubby trees in the background, a lot of trees, and very well-cut grass. What horror movies, shows have such nice, lovely grass?
Remember, scene, you get a point for scene and a point for movie.
Yeah, show me another box. Okay, that's gives a lot more. One more box.
Let's go for you said one more, because that's your last one.
It's my last box. What happens if I get to the last box again?
You don't get any points.
Wow,
If
so you hid the meat and the potatoes. Wow. All I have to go off of is basically this green roof. Okay, all right. Noted. Could be a cabin, but it'd be an awkward cabin because it's on the most cleanest cut grass. Like, a cabin should be in the woods. And if you're telling me this is the woods when you're nice cut grass, you're not in the woods.
It's not the woods.
You're playing at being in the woods. You like to go to with your 2-wheel drive pickup truck, and you go, "Yeah, I'm country." Mm-hmm.
The fuck are you
Yeah,
talking about?
suburbanite. People who like to say they're country when they live in the most suburban-esque home, touching some trees. All right. What's the genre here? Is this a slasher movie? Is this a supernatural movie?
Trying to think. I would say slasher-esque.
Slasher-esque.
But there is supernatural, but the supernatural stuff isn't prominent in the main part. That's
So
the best way
it's-
I can word it.
So it's kind of like a little sideways thing. Okay, is this a more modern movie, like the past 6 years, or
Yes.
later than that?
Yes.
Past 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. This is part of a popular franchise.
Not in a franchise yet.
Yet.
Or I
Okay,
don't know
so
if it
it's
will be.
working. Okay. So then, is it only one movie or has it a couple movies?
There's two.
Two? Okay. Trying to guess what's right underneath here. This can't be the front of the house. This has to be like a person. Like right here, like right underneath the box to the right. A little bit looks like hair. Okay. Does this have any famous actors in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Two.
Okay.
Well, there's
Two
others, but the person in this image.
is pretty popular. Are they feminine or masculine?
Them.
Feminine.
There's
Okay.
two people actually in this image.
Is this a movie about? Does this movie have like a bit of like ties in with like relationships? Like, is that like a metaphor?
In what way? Explain.
Like there's a lot of stuff happening in this movie that is horror, but kind of borders on supernatural. Does it delve a bit into like is it like a metaphor for like their relationship?
Yeah, the two characters are going through this, but also having relationship things happen.
Okay, so they're going. Two characters going through this. Okay. Um, is this so? It can't be Smile because Smile's kind of straight in your face about being
So
supernatural
I
from
don't
the
remember
get go.
Smile having a scene in a very well cut grass area.
You know, that's fair. That car scene though, good car scene. Let's see. So, is a Franco in this film?
What?
Is like James Franco in this film?
No.
Okay, let's see. Is it James Franco that was in that film I was thinking of? Maybe. Um, Besides the point. Uh, what does the killer use to kill people with?
That's the thing, there's more than one.
More than one killer. Okay.
So killers use different weapons.
Is this Ready or Not too?
Yes. What
See,
scene?
So the reason why I was ignoring that at first is, the golf course part because my first guess was literally them waking up on the golf course, and it technically is the golf course because
Yeah,
they're
you do.
running.
You get 2 points
Yeah.
for that. Okay.
Oh yeah. See, I basically doubted myself.
Next one.
Give me a square. Is that no? That's one of those emergency lights, and that's a door. That is a hospital-esque door. Give me another square. That gives me like lockup style. Like that looks like meds. In all honesty, it looks like medications locked up behind a metal fence. Give me another square. That's like a warning label. Okay. How many more squares do I have left?
3. You got 2 more
3.
before you get to the last.
Okay, give me one more square. Okay. Last square. Okay. So that looks like a person. That looks like a person
two
up
people.
against two people. So they're making out. Gotcha.
No, they're not, but alright.
Yeah, you know. So two people. One looks to be wearing a kind of greenish, maybe almost like an army jacket kind of thing. Is what it kind of strikes me as. They said that fence kind of gate. That's not a hot like hospitals don't just have that level of like rugged, just
It's,
you
I
know.
think, I believe this room is a medical room, but it's not in a hospital.
Yeah. Is this in the Resident Evil kind of movies
No.
stuff? No. Okay. No things. Is this a supernatural like a slasher?
Slasher.
Is this in the Scream franchise?
No.
Okay. Um, we literally established in a hospital. My brain still was like hospital. Let's see. So it is. Got those fluorescent bulbs. This feels like a 2000s film. Is this in the 2000s, like 2000, 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the graininess. Is this from Saw?
No,
Damn. I was thinking around like the rehab kind of clinic stuff. Um,
don't get me started on Scream 4. That I like Scream 4, but that color grading that they did is awful.
so bad. I agree. All right, so that's 2010s. Is this a? I feel like I already asked. Is this a popular franchise?
Yes.
Is the killer masked?
Yes.
Do they use a kitchen knife?
Yes.
Is this Halloween?
It's in the franchise of Halloween,
There we go. All right,
but you need to
so
get the right movie.
is this Rob Zombie's Halloween?
Yes.
That is Mikey grabbing a hold of our good old friend, played by Machete himself. Yep.
Yep.
The TV's in the corner.
Yep.
Because he wears that green army jacket and wears that hat. I love that character, by the way. That was actually my favorite scene in all of in his
I know, because
his little
it
groups.
proves how evil Michael actually is. Even though he was nice to him, he was still gonna kill him.
I was
Okay.
good to you, Mikey. I was good to you.
And
God, so good. Give me another one. You know how I like my squares. Ooh, okay. Give me another one. It's like a big
I
wall.
think this one's gonna get you shouting at me.
And I see, that those metal bars against that seem kind of odd. Give me another one. Okay, so it is a corridor. It's a corridor with looks like almost like reflected posters, something like that. Give me another one. So it is a reflected kind of thing. Is this from Welcome to Derry?
No.
Okay. It seemed kind of taller, to be fair. I was thinking of the underneath the asylum, the like boiler room area. But the color grading, I think, is not right still. Is this another 2000s, 2010s?
No.
It's a newer one, like last 6 years?
Let me actually. What would you say last 6 years?
Last 6 years, so 2020 to 2026.
So 2020 to 2026.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Is this a more of a science fictional movie?
No.
No, it's not. Okay.
I'll give you
Very
two more
tall.
boxes because these ones are small.
So that is a subway. Bada bing boom. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It is the opening kill from Spiral.
Yep.
His name was Detective something with a Z,
'Cause
or
I
was it
know
like
you-
Boz
and
or something?
It was Boz or Baz or something.
Boz.
I remember because you messaged me being like, I watched Spiral. It was shit. And I was
Yeah,
like, I have to put one in there.
I nearly stopped after 20 minutes and watched it because I was like, can the dialogue get any more
It was weird
just
watching Chris
cheesy
Rock.
as hell?
I know Chris Rock's a Saw fan, but I don't.
It was when Samuel Jackson walked in on the screen where I was like, oh, okay, all right. I love Samuel Jackson, by the way, but the moment that he showed up, I'm like, either he's the killer or, he dies Or you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work for him. Like he's not gonna be here very long. Okay, 3 old pictures with an older thing. It's a warmer lighting. I like that. Yeah, it looks like the wall and like the paneling has like a different type of material right underneath it. Give me another one. Okay, it's like a retro kind of bed kind of thing. Give me another one. Oh yeah, it's coming together. Is this long legs?
No,
Damn. Okay. Um, is this in the X series of movies?
no,
Okay, I just had to eliminate Pearl and those ones out based on its older theme. I see there's 3 pictures there. Are those portraits of people present and focal points of this movie?
no. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say no to that.
No. Okay. Is this released in the last 6 years?
No,
Is this a 2010 to 2020?
no.
So it's an older film.
Mm-hmm.
The warmth throws me off, but I guess the setting choice is pretty awkward.
The warmth will make sense when you know what the warmth is coming from.
Well, it looks like somebody's on fire in the reflection against the banister.
You are correct. Someone is on fire.
Yeah, that's spontaneous combustion. Is this Nightmare on Elm Street?
It is, yes.
This is where you get me. Is this the original Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
And this is the girl is burning in her bed.
No. Girl burning. What do you mean,
Uh,
girl burning in bed? There isn't a scene like that.
with I haven't watched that in so long. I'm
Right,
grasping
I'll give you
straws here.
all but the
The
last.
fire makes me think it's Freddy being burning, like in the room,
I'll give you
as like a
it.
vision.
He's on top of the mother.
See, there we go. Okay, is this from? So this was the original. Okay,
It was the original, and it's in the dream. I believe it's in the dream world. No, it's not in the dream world. Yeah. They go upstairs, and he's on top of the mother on fire. Okay. I only did like 6 of these, I think.
it's okay. Next one. Ooh, okay. I see what we're getting at here. Is this in the 2010s to 2020?
So 2020 to
2010s to 2020. So like that 10-year period.
so 2010 to 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it in 2020 or is it before?
Before.
Before. Okay, that makes more sense because once again, it's like the filminess, right? Give me another box. Okay. If you're wide open area, it looks like it could be like the Southwest. Some of the hills and stuff. Granted, the trees could be if I saw more trees.
That's like saying everywhere. That's like saying places. Not everywhere has trees.
You're right. Is this Midsummer?
Yes.
Is this the cliff scene?
What cliff scene?
The cliff scene where the old people are jumping off the cliff?
No.
Damn. Okay.
I'll give you those and this one.
Okay, so this is where she is sitting in the. No, she's not in the flower thing yet. She's like really bulky and she's close to the ground. This is when she's being held up after being the May Queen? Like the dancing thing? Yeah!
It's the ending.
Do you like how it was like the backdrop of the trees and then you saying about the everywhere trees? I was like, ah!
No,
Also,
I was basically saying that's like saying only America or places in America have trees.
yeah. So, when I was making the pictures last week, when I was doing the Midsummer one, I was staring at like the cliff stuff and those tree things for like the old people jumping off the cliff. So, like, I was trying to make that one work and I just couldn't. So that's the only reason why I got caught that faster. Next box.
First box.
Okay, metal grating on the floor. Okay, next box. Okay, all right. Is that looks like water coming down? It looks like water coming down from a pipe. Based on how it's not on either sides and the way it's coming up underneath. Well, it's not a liquid because he's wearing some pretty heavy boots right there. This is the 2000s, right? 2000 to 2010.
No.
No, 2020 to 2026.
No.
Before 2000.
Oh wait, did you say 2000 to 2010?
Yes.
Oh, then yeah. Let me search you.
Okay. No worries. Is this a Jason, like a Friday the 13th film movie?
In part,
Freddy versus Jason.
yes.
Freddy versus Jason. This is. Boy, I have not seen this. When I first watched the movie, the only time I watched that movie, it was riding home on a school bus, and one of my friends had a portable DVD player.
What scene is
That's
this?
how we watched it. So that scene is, it's Jason being confronted by his fear of like the water and everything, by Freddy.
It is, but also this scene makes zero sense. Because we've seen Jason in water many of time.
That's true, and it's funny because I was looking at Freddy's boots and thinking Jason.
That's like saying Freddy's scared of fire, but yet he has used fire a lot.
Oh yeah.
Right.
All right. The Capitol building. That's the Capitol building, right? Or is that the Vatican?
It is neither.
It's neither. Damn. Okay. Where? What other? Because I was thinking like
Let me
St. Peter's
double check.
Basilica. But then the buildings look a little like the angle doesn't look right for the Capitol building. In DC.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not America. I'll give it that.
Is it? So is it in Italy?
No.
Okay. Is this in England?
Yes.
Okay. It's giving me very much V for Vendetta vibes, but I don't think that's what we're doing here. It's also gonna be like Hellboy vibes.
Not Hellboy.
Yeah, because I just don't really feel like that even classifies as much as horror. Is this a slasher film?
No.
Is this a zombie like infection film?
No.
Is this a werewolf in London? American Werewolf in London?
No, but you're on the right track.
Underworld.
No.
Damn. Okay. Now we're into the Dracula films though. No vampires?
What, in this movie?
Yeah.
No.
Are there vampires in other installments of this franchise?
No, because this is not in the franchise.
Oh, you
Well,
know, I just realized
it-
that your picture name is up in the top left.
Oh. It's not in a franchise as like there's sequels to it, but there is. It's in a franchise of like. But you'll know if you get it, and I'll give you another square.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I just now realized that your file name is at the top left.
So you just read that, didn't you?
I looked up and saw that and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. 0 points.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Does your
right.
next one have the name to it? Because I honestly never noticed that if this
It
any of the
does,
others
yeah.
do. Does it already? Click it. Let's see. Let's see if it tells.
No, I don't. No, I don't. Thank God.
Give me a box.
Because you're going to be angry at this one.
Give me a box. Give me a box. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what we're talking about
I
here.
also know that me doing this is going to give you an excuse to do it.
Yeah, give me another box. Oh yeah. All right. So this gives me a lot to work on actually. And this is in space.
Yep.
And we're looking through somebody were we looking from the viewpoint of somebody else?
Yeah.
Because I see the battery and like that stuff, so it's on somebody's like heads up display. Is this circular piece right in front of us like their like helmet that's on their face right now?
Yes.
Or is that actually the window?
Oh, that's a helmet.
Is a helmet okay? This is a pretty big looking thing out there. So this is an older film, right? This would be but the heads of display makes me feel like it's not because that seems very shiny and new. Is this Alien Romulus?
No, but you're on the right track.
Okay, so it's Alien Earth?
No.
Okay. I'm only asking these ones because I have to like
This is
disqualify it.
the-
It can't be Prometheus because this is too messy. Like,
Okay, beautiful. You're gonna fucking hate me.
so this isn't the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is some I want to say, but I can't say because they'll give it away.
That left throws me off so much, I think.
Just think about this. What is this?
Yeah, it's a heads-up display thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see this in movies that often, do you?
Well, no, that's the reason why I was thinking like the space, and then if it was a newer film, because that's why I mentioned the Alien Earth, Alien Romulus.
Did I say it was a film?
Touche. This is all right. That's fair. Clever. You could have actually kept me stringing along for a while. It would have been funny. So this is in fact the Alien video game whose name is somehow eluding Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
And is this like one of the first kind of scenes when you're first
No.
kind of stepping on? It's when you're going
This is
out
later.
spacewalking between the
Yeah.
you're like
This is
spacewalking
later.
between. Beautiful. In all honesty, I would not have got it unless except for your hint there.
I think the funniest thing is that I've now given you an excuse that you can also do video games.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay, main topic time. Saw.
The wonderful,
Just
delightful
Saw
world
in
of Saw.
general.
Yeah.
Let's talk
First,
about.
you know-
Let's just talk about. Let's talk about the. Let's talk about the elephant in the room for a moment.
Okay.
Spiral.
What's the elephant?
I want to know
Yeah.
your thoughts.
I hated that movie so much.
Go on. No, keep going.
Between not only the dialogue that was, I love good cheesy dialogue. That was a whole different level of cheesy dialogue. Okay. First of all. Second of all, it felt like they were trying to do multiple things, like maybe do a whole thing where they think, oh, maybe he's the killer. So on and so forth. I immediately clocked the killer, by the way. the moment that it went from the church where he's there, partner's there, to suddenly partner's gone and partner's supposedly dead, I was like, yep,
Yeah, they did
yep,
that
he's
whole.
the one.
They tried to do that, and I was like, yeah, that's too obvious.
Yeah, and then just flashback to the Samuel Jackson picture up on the wall where he's like, he's the whole reason for all this, and it just reminds me, boom, boom, straight back to the one. I always forget his name, but that main detective guy who's one of Kramer's associates, who ends up being the guy, was the dude who ends up in the burnt alive, or like, he was in the chamber, and then that whole piece. Was he in the X-Files? Was the X-Files I remember him from? Or was he from the Strain? He was in the Strain.
Ever watched the Strain?
I like it. It was a good thing. Better than Spider. 100% better than Spider. Also, literally the guy who plays, if I remember correctly, the guy who plays Walter Frey in Game of Thrones is one of the main characters.
Yeah,
An old Jewish pawnbroker. But anyways, yeah, Spiral, garbage, complete garbage. I get the idea, like, oh, it's a copycat. He's taking inspiration. Cool. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I liked. So the things that I did like was that one, the killer, the new Jigsaw, was going against corrupt cops. I like the idea that he's going after something specific instead of just random people. He's going after a specific thing.
Type.
That
However, there's a line in that movie I hate it, and it's like, Jigsaw doesn't go after cops. Detective Tapp would beg to differ. The cop's son would beg to differ. Like, quite literally, cops were in his way all the time.
It's same with John. Like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the stuff that a lot of the cops who died were not even accidents.
Yeah. Not only that, too,
he
it's
could
like
have killed Tapp if he wanted to.
100%. And the other thing is, too, like,
was the puppet. I like the idea of the puppet being a pig because of John's whole thing with pigs and wearing pig mask. That
it was nice.
The voice, hated it.
Oh, it sounded so stupid. I was like, the fuck is going on here? What is this voice? For a minute, I actually thought it could have been like the wife of the first cop killed, just purely based on just how bad the voice was.
Traps. I feel like the traps were unescapable.
They were. I wouldn't say unescapable. It's just like the first one could have been clever with Boz. He just had to kick the chair out from underneath himself. It would have torn his tongue out. He would have been fine. But then again, 99 seconds. It's like the train comes fast. I just don't think. Then they're. To be fair, I am judgmental of some of John Kramer's traps too, because it's like the amount of time you have for that. But definitely, the thing that also helped give it away of who it was is when he was encountering Pete, right, with the glass. There was zero time to get a key. To even think about it before the glass is coming out. And if your idea is not to kill the person completely, the idea is like you either can stay back or try and save them, then why are you throwing glass in such a way that it could just straight one glass shard just nicks your jugular, you're out immediately, right? Like, you don't. That's definitely unwinnable. But then also, the fact of the matter is, they did it because he was intentionally expecting him not to save Pete or try to save Pete. It was the idea of, yeah, you're supposed to sit back and do nothing. That's not the point of the game.
It's also like, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, and then he picks up the trash can to block his face from the glass, and it walks into the glass hitting. Yeah. There were so many dumb things about it. And even the ending piece with the whole idea of if you shoot the trap, we both get what we want, and it's good. If you shoot it, it shows that we're together. And it's like, so you shoot it, he comes down, and then what? What was the goal there? Because the SWAT arrived, right? And the idea was, no matter what, the SWAT are gonna enter in. It was gonna string them up and make them shoot at them. But then the SWAT officers had the slowest reflexes, and after straight up pointing guns at Chris Rock's character, and clearly seeing the other guy, it seemed like he was probably in a fight. They didn't think, you put your hands up, come out here. No,
Yeah,
they were like, shoot the guy who's clearly tied up, being forced to use a gun. Then he closes the gate that clearly has open slots quite
Spiral
easily.
Could have been good.
It could have been, but every step of the way it was bad.
Right. The original Saw, amazing movie, was based on a short. I think wasn't it like, was it Lee Winnell's? Pretty sure it was Lee Winnell's like college project.
That would make sense, especially based on the isolated space, where you're in college trying to make the most of it.
Where did the idea the Saw movie? So look. This is on IMDb. The idea of Saw came from a shower thought and a bathroom. According to Saw creator James Wan, the hit horror franchise launched the career of James Wan and his co-creator Lee Winnell. After it tore through the indie scene and came to dominate the horror landscape, Saw follows the intercept plans of John Kramer, the infamous serial killer Jigsaw. If it was the mid to late 90s and Lee Winnell and I really wanted to cut through the noise of all the indie movies that were coming out at the time, so we spent a whole year thinking about story ideas. While Jigsaw may have risen to fame, one explained to the Hollywood Reporter that Saw has some humble origins. The world-renowned killer only got his start because one had a shower thought about two people and a toilet. Check out this quote below. So yeah, basically he had a thought about a film in one room.
It's not keeping it like that. Okay.
And I think
okay.
I believe there was a was there? Hang on. Did Saw start with a short? Yes, the iconic horror franchise began with a 2003 short film, often retroactively called Saw 0.5. Yeah, so they did a short, and I'm guessing they were in it, and they basically ended up getting the studio to make it.
Which makes sense because
like,
I mean they did very well with it.
An idea of a movie being in one room, in one place, and having just two people. The only times that you really see anything happen outside of the bathroom area is where you get flashbacks to Tap doing his thing. When you see Tap in his little like hideout at the doctor's house, at the hospital, and all that. That's the only times you really ever, and the police station. Those are the only times you ever see anything to do with like outside the bathroom. Other than that, the movie mostly takes place. Also, Tobin Bell, I've got to say, like, so just laid there the entire entire movie.
Oh yeah.
Like he was just laid down for like most of it, and that is in cinema history. That will still be one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, ever like twist to a movie. Is that the dead guy is not dead?
I agree. Definitely like overall it's excellent. I as a child watching that movie for the longest time thought I had the third Saw movie, not the first one. Surely because the W looked like a 3. And I totally thought that it was like a clever play on things. And then when I was watching the movies, because back then as a kid I didn't pay as much attention to movies like I should, I was so confused because I was be watching, and then I believe either the second or third Saw had flashbacks to the first Saw, and I was so like, it basically blew my mind. I was like, wait a second, I've had the first one this whole time. So yeah, but it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. I will say the only thing I didn't like about the first one was the fact that the key for the photographer to get out went down the drain when he woke up.
Yeah, that's the one
That
thing
I feel was unfair and uncontrollable for him.
That's one thing that annoyed me a little bit about it, is that somehow John didn't think that this key could go down the toilet. So like either way, if he should have made sure he was secure.
Yeah, which I think the idea is it was kind of showing like this is one of his, well, because here's the thing, he kind of practiced before this, correct? Like he definitely had done stuff technically before this encounter.
Well, he plans his traps out.
Yeah. So by now he should have already been comfortable in his role.
He obviously doesn't do practice rounds. He just like.
But at this point, he's experienced in doing his craft.
I think what he does say is that he does say that he doesn't like he doesn't make sure what happens. He just thinks about like human behavior and then just plans it out. It's why he put I think it's the reason why he put Jill, not Jill. Fuck, why am I Jill? Amanda in the trap in one of the other ones, because he needed the boy to live.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know if it's true, but I feel like that boy living was for a reason.
Yeah, and they just haven't done anything
Because
with
that
it
boy
yet
was
necessarily,
innocent.
but
He was
yeah,
only,
he had no reason to be there whatsoever except for his dad was the cop.
well, but other than that, he was doing stuff like, robbing places. But I feel like he was merely there because he was a cop's kid.
Yeah. Which is why it just didn't make sense. And honestly, I feel like that threw off all the other people in the game too, because they're like, "What is this kid doing here?" Right? Like, what does he have connected to us?
And then they also learn, and then she realizes from one of the pictures is that it's because his dad had put them away, basically planting evidence.
Yeah.
Like Saw 1, love it. Saw 2, Saw 2. Yeah, Saw 2 is that one. Is the one we're just mentioning.
Yeah, so it's all right. It does have its own issues.
It's the first time we meet Amanda. Well, not first time we meet her, but first time we like fully meet her. Because she's in the first one, but she has like a little minor role in the first one. in this one she's fully in it, and then the twist is that the twist is that mainly she's working for John. I think like that's the
Yeah,
main twist of that one, is that she's working for John, other than the twist
she was
being
basically exposition giver for the
yeah.
group.
Because then the other twist, like I feel like there's 2 twists to this, 3 twists. One of the
Well,
twists
like
is that the boy's alive and in the
yeah,
safe.
and
The other twist is that um the game was actually pre-recorded.
yeah, because
It
the idea
was
was the
already
cop just had to sit and wait, right? Like he just had to sit and talk to him.
yeah. 4 twist then actually, because there's pre-recorded, kid's still alive but he's in the safe in John's room. John taking him to that place and locking him up, but also he also was like learning that all the cop had to do was basically sit with him.
Yeah. Instead of take John out of police custody and basically right back out where he wanted to.
I feel like these movies do go out of their way to make the players extremely fucking annoying, which is the right case when it comes to the third movie with a certain
Oh
Jeff.
yeah, I hated Jeff.
Jeff does my fucking head in. Like, how are you? I get that you're angry. Your kid is dead, and these people who are involved with it. But you took ages to do half of the stuff. I also for some reason most of the movie, don't we see Jeff walking too much?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's also another one where so like the traps are interesting, and you've got the one which is that one that like turns and twists the guy's body.
Yeah.
You've got the one where the pigs are being, chopped up and the guy's going to drown in them. And that guy dies anyway, because there's another trap that Jeff has to do that ends up with the guy fucking dead. So Jeff's an idiot. Also, I think that guy's also an idiot for standing right in line of sight of the gun.
Yeah.
What did he think was going to happen?
You think after like one of his first encounters being the woman who's being, frozen, gets frozen alive kind of thing.
Also,
You think at that point he would have already
does,
broken.
I think the dumbest thing Jeff does is when he meets John.
Yeah,
When he
I'm
meets
trying to remember
John,
because
and
it almost gets blapped out just because of I hated what happened to the doctor.
yeah, because that's his wife. We find out that that's Jeff's wife. Amanda shot her, and Jeff basically, John's like, the key to your wife's freedom is somewhere, and then he kills John and realizes it, and then thinks, oh, and then you realize, oh, Jeff's an idiot. John's life is connected to the fucking bomb on her neck.
Yeah.
So you killed your wife, Jeff. Well done.
Yeah, good stuff. And I didn't like Amanda in this film. She was obnoxious. Like I found her to be super annoying.
No,
She
I
just was
liked
very
Amanda
brash, hard-headed.
I liked Amanda in this because she's different from John. Basically, she doesn't believe people deserve chances.
Yeah, so she just wants to kill people, and it's like that's completely counter to what he's trying to do.
It's counter to what John's trying to do, but it's like she killed that cop in the beginning but it's like she doesn't believe certain people deserve chances. It's like when she tries to kill, but then obviously later on down the line we learn that the reason why she wanted to kill the doctor was because of a certain someone.
Yeah.
Saw 4 is an interesting one because Saw 4 is all over the fucking place.
Yeah, it's when they start trying to be real edgy with
Because we get flashbacks to him doing his first game with the guy from who pushed the door into his wife's stomach,
yeah.
and then it just goes from there. You get that he's dead. It starts. This is where we meet Detective. We meet. I always forget his fucking name.
He's literally named it's Detective Rig, isn't it?
No, the other one. Rick's the guy going through the game.
Yeah, the Rig one I always found to be really interesting because in Saw 1, the Detective Taft, right? He was played by Glover, right? Danny Glover.
Hoffman's that's one I remember.
Yeah, Danny Glover, who is famous or really well known for his 90s, the cop movies, Lethal Weapon, where he played, alongside a man with his last name was Riggs. Mel Gibson's character was Riggs.
Rig in this movie, his entire thing is that he run. So he was in Saw 3. No, he was in Saw 2. He was brash. He would run into places when there was people like he knew and loved. So he would always run into places. So his game is basically him it's basically John trying to teach him not to run into places. So that's why he ends up it also ends up as a way to it also ends up in a way of framing Rig as John's accomplice versus Hoffman.
Yeah.
Because he does all these killings and that he helps, and when he gets to the final area, Rig does the one thing that this whole game was about, and that was running in. He wasn't supposed to run in. And then obviously we learn that Hoffman is the actual accomplice. Hoffman was supposed to come out as a hero. And then Saw 5 is a continuation of us learning how Hoffman does his games. 5's a weird one.
Yeah, I agree. Is 5 the one with the that chamber?
Yeah. Plus 5's like the people who were in the game are the most I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're the most unlikable ones.
Yeah, is this the one where two people technically make it to the very end, they actually are working together? And because the blood thing, where they actually did what Jigsaw would have wanted, essentially, and
basically
Kramer would have easily saved them.
I remember in the first game, which was a game where they had to go and get they were all chained up by the neck. They had to go get a key and unlock themselves before the timer ran out, so they got sent backwards and their head would be chopped off. But one of the characters at the end says one of the keys would have actually opened all of the locks.
Yeah.
So that's where one of the women dies. One of the character dies, and so that's what they were supposed to do. I think the second room is the second room. I'm trying to remember. Is the second?
Is it the electricity one? I don't think it's the electricity.
The one with the bombs.
This is one of my weaker. This is one of my weaker ones. I'm not gonna lie.
Room 2. I'm pretty
Summer of the Blood
sure.
Trap.
No, it is the one with the nail bombs.
The pipe bombs.
The nail bombs.
Well, pipe bomb being a term for makeshift explosive devices
Yeah.
that are typically fitted with like shrapnel.
So basically, what they were meant to do there was 2 people could fit in. All they had to do was split up to a point where 2 people could fit in one of those vents, one of those like cubbies. So 2 people could fit another 2 people, and then one person would be on their own, which would have been if one of them
Yeah, their
lived.
issue was like they just couldn't learn how to work together, and
Yeah, because
then
they were
near the end they
fighting the
kind of
entire
figure it
time.
out.
They were
Yeah.
fighting the entire time. And the reporter guy is the one who realizes it too late. Then I believe afterwards it's the bathtub. And in that trap, they were actually supposed to all get a tiny shock of
Yeah.
electricity. And that was it. They weren't, instead, they ended up killing one of them. They ended up having a fight, and 2 of them ended up killing another one to electrocute her.
Because
And
literally, if
then
they all
the
made it
blood
to the
trap.
end, yeah, if they're all there at the blood trap because they work together, it's real easy.
Yeah, they would only had to. They were only had to like be a little bit of blood, but no, because
Or they take the most insufferable one of them and they just feed that one to the blood. You know what I mean? Like, I agree. I will say, I'm sending this to you in the thing. The cover art for Saw 5, though,
Well,
like the movie poster.
the one in the head in the bucket head. Oh,
The
it's
wait,
where it looks like John wearing a mask.
yeah, it's beautiful. Like,
It
it's such a
is
great
cool.
concept, especially when you think about how similar it is to the, what Billy's mask, right? Like the Billy's appearance, the pale white appearance. And I'm like, they could have easily did something like that. And I get it's metaphorical, but
Isn't it supposed to
beautiful.
be? Isn't it supposed to be? Isn't the poster like it's supposed to be? I always thought, is it Hoffman wearing?
It's Hoffman.
Yeah, it is, and it is supposed to be Hoffman wearing John's face, being like legacy is continuing or something.
Yeah, then I think they use the hair. Don't they use the hair from the other detective here?
I don't know.
Because the
Maybe.
hair.
Maybe.
Because
But then obviously we learned
here's
that the events of Saw 5 were actually taking place. Well, actually, if I remember, it wasn't Saw 4 and 5 both taking place during the events of Saw 2. No, not Saw 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 4 and 5 were both taking place at the same time as Saw 5, because this movie ends with Saw 3. I mean, this movie was also ended with one of the cops in the room where John's dead.
yeah.
And
So it's just kind of
so
they're
does
kind
Saw
of all
4.
stacked with each other.
Saw 4 also shows Saw 4. Wait, no, actually, no, it's not. Saw 4 ends with the cop, the FBI agent, finding John's body, finding Jeff, and he shoots Jeff.
Oh, right.
And then he also listens to like a tape or something, and then says "fuck you" to him. Saw 5 takes place after that. Saw 5 actually starts with him in the bucket trap, in the water trap, which he was supposed to die in. Strom, that's his name, Strom. He was supposed to die in, didn't, because he did the pen trick. And
Just really smart.
yeah, he was supposed to die, but obviously he didn't. Hoffman lived, and then this entire movie was basically Strom on his case, and it was Hoffman framing Strom. So many Saw movies. Keep forgetting
There
there's
is.
like
It
how
just
many
keeps
is
going.
there in the original run?
I thought this was like the final chapter, right? Like this one was technically the final piece, and then they kept going.
Wait, what, 6?
No, 5. Like
5.
I'm pretty sure five's poster was literally like the final chapter.
Yeah, I believe so. Was it? No, no.
Because if I recall correctly,
No, because it's the last one in the original run. Like Saw 3D, which is the final. Saw 6 is the one with the guy who does the like insurance stuff or medical
oh right,
insurance.
I literally always forget about Saw 3D.
Yeah, Saw, and then Saw 6 is the guy with the medical insurance, and it's
Yeah.
also the one where it's also the one where we meet Strom's sister. I think is it Strom's sister? No, not Strom's sister.
Um.
It's not Strom's sister. It's she's a reporter. It's someone whose sister is it now? Uh, it's not Strom's sister. Uh,
Let's see.
it's the guy going through the game's sister, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's yeah. I'm blanking. But yeah. And then obviously Saw, and that one is that believe the ending of that one is where where the cops basically find out that Hoffman is the one.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
he ends up Saw 7 is the final chapter. Saw 7 is Saw 3D. This is the one where we get the first ever public game in the very beginning. This is the one where we get the public game with the two guys and the woman who's been using them both. But this is also the
So
one where there's a guy who's pretending that he went through a Saw game but didn't.
right, and then he gets pulled in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And this is where we get the Doctor from the first movie back.
Yeah, it gets kind of wonky, and then because yeah, then we get to what 2017 Saw right after that.
Yeah. This one is also the first time we actually see the Saw 7 is actually the first time we ever see the bear trap actually work. So he puts it
Oh
on.
right,
He
which they
puts it
pretty much
on
had to do.
Jill. He puts it on Jill, and it's the first time we ever see it actually work. And this movie also ends with the Doctor locking up Hoffman.
Yeah. Anyway, if I remember correctly, we never see him again.
Nope. We don't even know we don't know if he's still locked up.
No, as in the Doctor from the first Saw.
We don't know where he's gone to. We don't know, like, because I feel like he's the only person in John's life that he's actually trusted with his legacy.
Yeah, which is actually interesting to know. Like, John literally has the Jeff's wife taking care of him, when in reality I feel like his literal, quote unquote partner, doctor, could have totally been doing that and helping him out that way, which I'm sure he helped him along, but you know what I mean? It's kind of the idea of he didn't prioritize his life's work versus,
Well, I think it's
you know,
because she was the only one who could help him the way that she needed, but also be able to do a game with someone.
okay.
Um,
But then, then our next two is what, Spiral, and it's the Saw X, which is
well,
just
no, there's
basically,
Jigsaw first.
um,
There's the one that's just
right,
titled
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw, which
Yeah, I
is
hate that one.
I liked it for what it was. It was okay. We got to see Tobin Bell back. We got to see, this was basically the movie that showed his first ever game. And it turns out, obviously, like the game we've been watching the entire movie was his first game. And then in the rest of the film, we meet another person who was his companion, his friend who helped him.
He was the one
Who,
who was like knocked out in the first game, right? Like he like fucked
yeah,
up, the trap went off funny.
yeah, and then John realized he shouldn't have been in the trap. He shouldn't have been punished for making a mistake. And basically, it said that, I believe that he's the reason John believes in the fact that they shouldn't be doing this out for vengeance or whatever.
Yeah, it's give him
He
a
also
chance to make
helped.
amends.
He helped John. He helped John with like the bear trap and stuff. Um, but the reason why he's never in the other movies is because he's actually away in the military. He's away in Fallujah. Looks like they always talk about Fallujah in this movie.
Yeah.
He's away in the military doing all that, so that's why he's never mentioned. So he probably, when they probably heard about Jigsaw on the fucking uh, main lines, and he was like, John's doing it and stuff. But then obviously realizes that when he's come home, John is dead. So uh, who's gonna go after those people now and stuff like that.
So he kind of falls back on the early kind of roots kind of stuff, the things he knew before he left.
One of my favorite scenes is the ending where he goes to the cop, where the cop goes, John, Jigsaw gave people a choice, and he goes, and he looks at him and just says, "You have a choice: scream or don't."
I mean, yeah, it does kind of go against the it does subvert Kramer's purpose though. So I didn't like it per
He
se.
came out with vengeance. That's what. Uh,
And I get you could argue that the idea is also it's all showing how some people deal with their kind of grief and deal with things. Like some see it as a chance to learn, others see it as a chance to get revenge, right?
Obviously,
Like he's so lashes out.
We've obviously already talked about Spiral.
Yep,
Saw
and
X
then Saw
was
X.
actually the first ever Saw movie I saw in theaters.
Really? Okay.
I did go see Spiral. I obviously was too young when the original franchise was coming out. I didn't see Jigsaw either because I was too young. Saw X was the first I saw, and I fucking loved it. Saw X is
Okay.
really good.
I thought it was all right. To be
I
fair,
think it was
though, I had
fantastic.
watched it with my girlfriend, like the entire franchise, like pretty much almost nonstop in a row, kind of over like some time. So it all kind of, by that point, my brain's a little like, ugh, Saw.
But yeah, I love this movie because it proves that no matter what, this franchise is fucking great.
It's a pretty good
It's
franchise.
twists and turns and stuff. And now we're getting a video game that isn't even about John. It's set years before John. So that's going to be interesting.
Interesting.
There were video games that were apparently considered canon at one point, but no longer are. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's video games in there where you play as Detective Tap, and you're supposed to
You
believe
kind of
that
go through.
you go through the traps, but it turns out actually, no, he those games aren't canon. They're not considered
Yeah, I
canon.
personally feel that they need to do a Telltale game style Saw
I
game.
would love a Telltale Saw game.
Yeah, because I feel like that would actually be able
Not
to do
every
it.
horror game needs to be an ASM.
Yeah,
It's
because
why
quite literally,
it's
if
why
you
I'm glad the Hellraiser isn't. It's why I'm glad the
absolutely,
Hellraiser
Hellraiser
game
one
is.
this look pretty good.
Halloween, I'm glad that it is an ASM because it works. Halloween, Hellraiser, it wouldn't work. Saw, we'll see. It just seems to me that it's going to be very inspired by uh, Outlast
Yeah, us
Trials,
trials and stuff. Yeah,
but you also have someone who's controlling the traps and whatnot.
yeah.
But it's also like interesting to see how. But as far as I know, they don't have plans to make any more Saw films. Last time I checked, Blumhouse are the ones who got the rights to Saw.
Hmm.
Let me look. Did Blumhouse win Saw? Yes, Blumhouse Productions successfully closed the deal to acquire the rights to the Saw franchise from Twisted Pictures. So Lionsgate will still be retains their 50%, but Blumhouse get to make the films. And last time I checked, they are doing a reboot. So
If they get
means no, it will mean possibly no Tobin Bell.
unless Tuam Bell is the one who kind of comes in to help it, kind of thing, like it could be.
I hope that what they do is if they are able, I want them to at least. I want them to. A reboot is okay because Tobin Bell is getting to a point where he can't do the physical stuff and that. Even though I think he could, if he wanted to.
I
But
would say with how things are these days and stuff like that, that could be certain if he is comfortable with that. You know what I mean?
it's also a thing of I hope they respect what came before and don't try and ruin it. And like,
See, 'cause I personally think what they could have done is, or instead of like fully rebooting the whole thing, instead make it to where it's in the future now, and Jigsaw is a kind of urban myth, right? At this point, nobody, like it's all that's handled now, and then somebody, is picking up the mantle again.
it would be cool if, yeah, it would be cool if there's a way to have it be where someone was inspired by John, who learns a lot about him.
And then actually they were
And
trying to do a spiral, and when that kind of like went kaput, they did Saw X and they sold the rights.
well, Saw X did really well, so I don't know what they were thinking.
I think like a
Um,
final send off.
so I'm interested to see that. I think a reboot could work as long as it's done right.
Fair, fair.
But yeah, I've got nothing else to say.
That's about all I got on it as well. It's a good series. It's a good franchise in general. But yeah, Spiral sucked.
Spiral, fucking yeah. I will. I could safely ignore that movie if I rewatch Saw. I know.
Yeah, because I very rarely ever stop a movie after I start it and just not watch it. Spiral came pretty close to being one of them, where I was like, nope,
I like Chris Rock.
very very close.
I like Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. Love them. But that movie is just I don't it wasn't great.
It's just funny, like one of the cinema sins that I feel like happened was purely when they had that food delivered, and I was just like, and no one's there to get that food. Also, I feel that I actually think that's a plot hole, because why would he order food and then leave? Leave to go do the thing. Maybe the idea was, oh hey, when we get back, the food. That whole piece was a little messy, to say the least. But that good food though. Oh, yeah, I can outro. Let's see here. So yeah, with that, we want to thank you for watching the Slasher Cast podcast. We talk horror, nothing but horror. Again, brought to you by the Slasher Cast Podcast Network and our YouTube channel, Slasher Media. I've been one of your hosts, Mori.
I'll be the Slasher.
Thank you for watching. Remember to keep on slashing, keep watching horror, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Don't you blame the movies? Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.